Yes, ladies and gents, welcome back. You're listening to Sanjay Awaz Radio. You're in tune with the Fungo Refix Show, ladies and gents, and have we got a treat for yourselves? Like we said earlier on today, we're going to have the one, the only Jaz Dhami live in the studio, and he's just made it into the studio right now. How are you doing, Baji? ठीक है?
सब तो पहले सारा नु प्रेम परी सत्कार परी सत श्री अकाल नमस्ते ते सलाम.
Man, me sound like my Punjabi is more than anything else. So how are you, Jaz?
I'm very good.
Right?
I'm very good, man. How about you guys?
Fantastic.
Good stuff.
Friday, you can't really complain, can we?
Plans for the weekend?
Just gigs, man. Just gigging. Yeah, just gigging over the weekend.
Okay, right. Obviously, you've had a relatively, compared to most artists, you've had a relatively short career, but it's just kind of, it's gone massive, hasn't it, for you? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's start with how music there. Where did that all come from?
You know what? It came from a young age, man. I was 9 years old when I first started singing. Probably mainly because of my dad, because my dad was part of a band called Sangam.
Achha.
Okay.
Obviously, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਸ਼ੌਂਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਸੀਗਾ ਗਾਉਣ ਦਾ ਬਾਕੀ instrument ਵਜਾਉਣ ਦਾ. They was a session musician for many bands. From that age, I developed an interest in singing and started learning of Matlashi, Ajit Matlashi ji from Birmingham. बहुत अच्छे उस्ताद ने उन्होंने काफी ਵੱਡੇ ਫਨਕਾਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਖਾਇਆ ਹੋਇਆ. So I started learning of him, and then my studies continued in India with Professor Hari Devji, and from then you can say I've been learning, and then I just got my first break was obviously Sadi Jinjan.
Achha. Okay, I mean, in terms of your music career, I mean, was you self-taught or did you have...
No, I was taught by 3 teachers. First teacher was Ajit Matlashi ji from Birmingham.
Okay,
that's right.
And then ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਮੈਂ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ Professor Hari Devji. And then after that, I went on to light music from a lady called Jaz Dhami. He's also featured on this new single that I've done.
Achha.
And she also featured on Ground Shaker 2, Ek Wari Haan Kar De.
Achha.
Oh, fantastic. Now, I've got to ask you, how did it feel to see yourself on your very first video for the first time?
You know what? I was nervous to hell. I was so nervous. I remember the first video I ever did was actually Jinjan.
Yeah.
With Aman Hair. And I was really nervous. And obviously, because you don't know what to expect. You know what I mean? You don't know what to expect, how the set's going to be. But then gradually, as you keep on doing videos, you get used to kind of doing it. It's like doing performances. Your first performance, you're really nervous. You know what I mean? And then after that, you kind of get the grasp of things that this is how I'm going to control the crowd. This is what I'm going to do. So with the same, if I've kind of applied it to the same thing to actually for videos and stuff, because videos are just, you've got to know you've got to kind of understand the camera kind of thing. So so I'm more comfortable than I was the first time.
Good stuff. Your debut single, Sadi Jinjan, how did that collaboration with yourself and Aman Hair come about?
That came along. It's quite bizarre how that came along, because we were in the studio recording 3 tracks, the first 3 tracks for my album, which we started before Jinjan was even presented to me. And I've got a song that I want you to feature on Ground Shaker 2, because obviously knowing that Ground Shaker 1 was a huge album.
Yeah.
There's Tarti Hildi, there was the other song, that Feroz Khan song, Dil Nahi Lagda. It was massive. So for me it was an honor just him saying that to me. So we got just talking about the song, and then I recorded the guide vocal, and from there, man, it's just history now, isn't it?
History. Right. After that, it was your debut album.
Yes.
Yeah. JD. But before that was dropped, you had you dropped a single, Roj Miliye. Yeah?
Yes.
That video was shot in America, wasn't it?
Yes, it's shot in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Crazy experience, man.
How was that actual video shoot, and who came up with that actual concept for that video shoot as well?
The concept was put together by Jaz Dhami. He's directed so many videos.
Right.
We were thinking that we had 5 choices to shoot, what cities to shoot in. First we thought Miami, then we thought Dubai, then Punjab, Sochia, then we thought of England. We thought, you know what, we're going to shoot in Las Vegas. So we flew out to Las Vegas. It was a 2-day shoot. Mm-hmm. And the rest of the days we just chilled out and just partied, man.
I hope he wasn't actually gambling with.
No, nothing like that. Just went around, man. Just nice.
Nah, that's good stuff.
Okay, granted, your first album, JD, Take a Volley, it's blasted out there. It's one of the definite anthems out there at the moment. So,
respect, man. Thank you.
Would you mind introducing that to us?
Yeah, of course, man. Dat botla de pattihan itni tenu vekhe bina lagda na chitni husan tere da chal gaya jadoo हुस्न तेरे दा चल गया जादू दारू विच प्यार मिला दे ਹੁਣ ਠੇਕੇ ਵਾਲੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੜਦੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਨੈਣਾ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਕੁੱਟ ਪਿੜਾ ਦੇ ਹੁਣ ਠੇਕੇ ਵਾਲੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੜਦੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਨੈਣਾ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਕੁੱਟ ਪਿੜਾ ਦੇ
Absolutely amazing.
What a voice, what a voice.
Ladies and gents, in the studio with us today we have the one, the only Jaz Dhami.
Get that TikTok?
Anji, chali jande si. Right, I'm dying to ask this one now. Okay, I'm sorry, how old are you first, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 25.
You're 25?
Yes.
Younger than me?
Balle.
That's a boon there. Right, now, you're one of very, very few. I mean, I gotta say, you're very bold for this, but you, rather than doing PA, you came out with a live band. Now, was that your choice or was that someone else's?
You know what, to be honest, like, from when I started, my first song, Jin Jan, from then we set up a live band. So we didn't have any other songs like to actually perform except for cover versions, but we were still practicing every week. But as soon as my album dropped, we wanted to be launched as not just a PA act, a live band act, hence why we set up the band. So it was my choice and my management's choice as well.
Isn't it quite struggling on the voice though to have doing a live show?
It is, but when you practice so much, I mean, if you practice like 7 or 8 hours a day, you know what I mean, that performing in front of a crowd with a live band is not as difficult, you know what I mean, because your voice is used to it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't difficult for me.
Oh, fantastic. Now, in regards to, I mean, the band itself, was it just your mates or was it given to you?
It was a combination of mates and combination of just guys that we found, like, for example, my keyboard player, Jaz Dhami, is a fantastic keyboard player. Yeah. He was a new talent. He wasn't playing for any of the bands. Someone like Mads was a bass player, played for Jazzy, he plays for Shindabaji, he plays for quite a few people. And then Bobby, he's played for Malkit. For like over 15 or 16 years. So like even Pao, our guitarist, he's done some session work, and Lakhan is a new Dolki player as well, which is his dad was a Dolki player. His name was Bao. He passed away many years ago, about 10 years ago I think. And obviously on a song so it was kind of a combination of new and old kind of like talents. Fantastic. And we just made it into a band, man.
You must be loving it.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy being involved with the band.
Up until now, I mean, whenever I've seen you on the circuit, you've done a lot of PA. Yeah. I mean, obviously, hopefully this year you can start pushing your live band a lot more. Is there much of a need for live bands? Do you reckon?
I think there is, because the thing is, it depends on the actual event, because at some events you can't do live band. Like for example, if you're performing in a club to about 400-500 people, there's no chance of setting up a band in there, because number one, there's no room, in terms of space, there's no space.
Yeah.
Number two, for promoters, I can understand that it's quite costly for them financially for them to fund a band and fund like equipment and stuff.
Yeah.
So it depends. Like it kind of depends on the actual event. But I think there is a huge demand for live bands, but not many people are doing it. You know what I mean? The only people I can think about doing it is obviously the old school people.
That's right, the ones who appreciate the full need of a band as well.
And the thing is, like for club gigs, obviously it's difficult. But last year I did over 15 milli, and like I think 8 of the milli were actually live band milli.
Right.
So it was, you know what I mean? There is a demand for it, and people loved it. I mean, I remember I did Newcastle Miller, it was live band. I did Swindon Miller. It's crazy because there's more interaction when you're doing live band. There's more interaction than doing a PA.
Yeah.
When you're doing a PA, you're restricted. The song's gonna play. You have to sing over your song.
Sing the song and then.
And you don't get the same buzz, the energy. You can't get the energy from the crowd because you have to stick to your limitations. Whereas a band, you can go out. You can stop the musicians. Say, you know what, you guys just stop.
Yeah.
I want to go out in the crowd. I don't want to get the crowd involved. You know what I mean? There's complete difference in live and PA, obviously.
I do have a question from Susan in Slough, and it's a bit of an odd one as well. She asked, "How do you feel about the statement? Apparently, you have been called a sex icon when it comes to the Bhangra industry." To hear that, how does it make you feel? I mean, what's your response on that?
You know, hopefully you guys love me for my music, man, not for my looks.
I like how you done that. As a singer, you're fine.
It's all about the music, man. Obviously, that's a bonus. It's good to hear that from my fans.
You must get a lot of attention at the moment. I mean, you're 25. You look a lot younger. Baby lotion must be working very well on you. I mean,
you know, it's nice to see, man, that people like supporting me and it's a good feeling, man. It's a good feeling to know people appreciate me and my music.
I'm slightly jealous. You could hear.
Right. In 2009, you dropped your album, self-entitled JD, isn't it?
Yeah.
But also in the same year, you won from the UK Asian Music Awards, right?
Yeah.
You won Best Newcomer.
Yes, I did.
You won, was it Best Male and Best Video for Take Wali as well?
Yes, that year was crazy because I won best newcomer at UK Asian Music Awards.
Yeah.
And I won the best video for Take Wali for the Punjabi Awards,
Right.
best male act,
Right.
and the best debutant act, best newcomer as well again at Punjabi Awards, which is a fantastic year for me in terms of awards.
Good stuff.
But the following year, I was nominated for 2 categories at UK Asian Music Awards,
Uh-huh.
but I won the award at the Brit Asia Awards for best male act
Right.
amongst like some of the greatest people on the scene at the moment, which was for me it was a huge deal because to be in the same platform and the same list as someone like Jay Sean, which is who's done extremely well.
Extremely
Well. I mean, in terms of mainstream, and win the award for best male act, it was a huge honor for me. You know what I mean? But it was just great to be at the event as well, which is more than anything.
What's that? Okay, just generally asking. I mean, a lot of artists out there, in the main industry as well. When in the first debut, they win so many awards and they do so well.
Yeah.
And then they will say like the first act is great, but the second act is hard to follow.
Yes.
Do you think it's going to be? Are you still be smashing it out, or you reckon it's going to pull out more strings and get more things going on?
To be honest, like the previous album, yes, it was internationally. I got a really good response from more or less every country that I went to because I toured so many countries last 2 years, and the pressure was always going to be there because your first album is a kind of introducing album.
Right. Yeah.
They always say the second album is the album where you make or break.
That's true. Yeah.
So the pressure is always going to be there. But the thing is, if you're confident in yourself and you're confident in your music and the way you come across, you know what? There's no stopping you, and you gotta believe in the man upstairs, man.
That's
He's
true.
the person
Very
that
true.
puts you everywhere. You know what I mean? So for me, the pressure's always going to be there. But hopefully people support me like they did for my first project.
You've got a massive following, so I'm pretty sure you've got some loyal followers there.
Right. We were supposed to play your debut single.
I'll sing it.
Okay.
Happy days. I don't mind.
If you want to, give it a bit of an intro, yeah?
Of course. तू ही साडी जिंद तू ही जान कुड़िए तू ही साडी जिंद साडी जान तू ही साडी जिंद तू ही जान कुड़िए तू ही साडी जिंद साडी जान.
That was obviously your debut single. We're talking about your album JD.
Yeah.
That was released in 2009, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. When you actually have you actually been into a shop and actually seen your product there, basically, that album? How did you feel seeing your own album there with your name and your picture and everything on there?
That was crazy, because obviously from a young age I was thought, मैं एक album करनी है. You have that इच्छा होती है ना कि मैं करूँगा कुछ मैं ज़िंदगी दे विच in terms of an album, and from seeing that on a shelf, you know what I mean, just staring, I was like, wow, man, like after all these years, after 16 years of working by myself, you know what I mean, and learning, I finally got something to show for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was quite a touching moment for me because I thought, like, for my dad's obviously had a massive passion for music, and he didn't pursue his career in music because obviously he wanted to make me into a vocalist, into a Punjabi singer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from that, for me, it was quite an emotional period because for him to see my product on the shelf, or for him to see that people recognizing me for what I do. So it was a good feeling, man.
It's good in the sense that your dad actually pushed you towards the music. He encouraged you because you get some parents who say, of course, doctor banja, koi accountant banja. You know what I mean? It's nice to see that your parents actually wanted you to, and you also studied music, haven't you?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I studied in India. I studied India. च भी काफी मैं time spend किया, तकरीबन 3-4 साल, like 2 years in Punjab.
हाँ जी.
2 years in Mumbai. So like my education, like I made sure it was in music.
Right.
Like my first degree was from Chandigarh University, where in India classical music, and my second degree was here, from London University, music production.
Right.
And then obviously I did like in between my time in going to India, I went to the Paul McCartney School of Music,
Oh, fantastic.
which is situated in Liverpool.
Liverpool, isn't
That's
it?
right,
Yeah.
Yeah, I studied there for a year as well. So like, I can say that my dad was the backbone of my career, and until today, he's the backbone of my career.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people see an artist, obviously because he's on TV and stuff, but
Yeah.
they don't see the struggle that I went through,
behind
and
the curtains,
the
yeah.
people like my dad, people like my record company that's put me where I am today. So I appreciate obviously what they've done for me.
That's good stuff then.